Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Stryker.
My name is Luba.
We're the co-founders of Heart Rocket, international dating company. Details in the description below. Today's topic is, will she become westernized once she moves to the United States? Right? This is a question that you should be asking yourself. Right?
And a lot of guys do.
They do.
They have concerns about that and they have worries.
Well, let's start off by saying, why would you want to date a woman from, say, a country like Ukraine or any of those post-Soviet countries that were shielded somewhat for many centuries, generations, that didn't really take part in the westernization of that part of the other part of the world? Why would you go and date there? Is it because in the West, there are a lot of toxic values that are in the West now with women? Relationship dynamics is finished. Feminism. Social media has played a huge part in the downfall of Western women. It's created this unnecessary or unearned sense of value for a lot of women. They believe they have a lot of options that they actually don't, which makes it very difficult to partake in the dating scene. So if that's the reason why, and you're going over to Ukraine, then you're going to find things slightly different there. To a certain degree, there's a lot of argument about, no, the women there are exactly the same as in the West. Younger women, yes. Early 20s, possibly, okay? But it's very difficult to put a blanket statement over an entire culture of people, right?
I want to stop you here and I want to tell you guys my observation, because I'm from Ukraine and I've been grew up there with my parents, who are still together, and with the family values, with my grandparents. And me coming, even though I've been traveling a lot, I've been living in US and I've been in UK and all over the Europe, now living in Europe, now living here in Spain and talking to different ladies and talking to different guys and see their vision, I understand that yes, Ukraine can be behind on a lot, on some technologies, on roads and everything, but what we still have, it is this traditional mentality. It is these values to have a family, to be family oriented, and to be willing to take these traditional roles in a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. So that's now. Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay. For a woman to become westernized, let's talk about Western woman. For a Western woman to be who she is, it didn't happen all at once. Okay, I think we can all understand that. She didn't just read some article in a Clio magazine or see some episode of Sex in the City, and all of a sudden she thought, you know what? Screw all that other stuff. Screw all that family value stuff. Screw all that masculine and feminine roles in a relationship. To hell with it all. I've decided now, because I've read this article, I am going to be what I see here. It's over time. For a Western woman, it's over the span of her entire life, right? And that's being in the Western society. So she observes what's going on around her. And women, being social creatures, they have to fit in. So they have to adapt. It's very difficult for them to stand out because the rest of the group is going to say, hey, look, she's different. We don't want her near us. So they have to adapt and they have to blend in, right? That mentality that they have is because other women have that mentality, right? Which will lead me to another point in a minute. So over a long period of time, she's become that person. She wasn't born that person, but she became that person. So the argument is, if a woman who, say, is 35 years old, say 30 years old, goes over to the United States, will she instantly become westernized? The answer is no. It's just, I just don't believe that it's going to happen, okay? There has to be a lot of influence, and she has to see benefit in changing, right? So if she has to see there's more benefit in becoming westernized, becoming part of the feminazis, for her to go, okay, it's better to do that than what it is, than it is to keep my traditional mindset of things that I respect when it comes to a relationship. So it comes down to exposure, right? So, and not just exposure like a magazine or something. It comes down to exposure over a long period of time. Those values that have been instilled in her own country, which were instilled in her by her parents, that were instilled in them by their parents, she has to wash all of those out to blend in, right? So the second part to that is, when she comes over to your country, right? You are responsible for her. What she's doing, where she's going, is she working? You're paying for her stuff. You're making sure that she's going to stay alive, basically, if we look at it on the primal level. Why would you let her hang around people that can brainwash her into becoming a westernized woman? Think back to past relationships that you've had. Speaking from personal experience, I can look back and say one of my relationships, her friends were incredibly toxic. which are all cheating on their husbands, and everybody knew about it apart from the husbands. She was working in these salons, where it's just yak, gossip about what this person did. This person just went through a divorce. She became a millionaire. Why would you subject her to that? It's not that when she comes through immigration and they stamp her passport that all of a sudden, like that stamp all of a sudden means that she's westernized. And westernized it's a huge statement, and it can mean so many different things. It could go from her appearance all the way up to her mentality. Will she get fat and not care how she looks? All the way up to she wants to be the boss in the relationship, right? You own this relationship. This is your relationship. You dictate.
She's completely in your frame.
She's 100% she's in your frame, okay? And as long as she still respects you as a man, that you can still lead and take care of her and you've got all your shit together, she will respect you. When it comes to her physical appearance, I mean, women in Ukraine take a lot of pride in their physical appearance. It's one of the biggest differences that I've noticed here in Spain. The way that the women dress here in Spain is super casual. It's more like New Zealand, I guess, or Australia, like super casual. In Ukraine, it's not. It's like they dress like they're going to work, even when they're not going to work, but going out for dinner or going somewhere important, even when they're just going to work or doing something basic, right? It's a huge difference. So if you want her to continue to do that, which of course as men we're very visual and we love a woman that gets up in the morning, takes care of her face and looks beautiful for breakfast, you have to encourage those things, right? That may mean, okay, you have to pay to get her nails done, okay? You have to pay for nice clothes and that sort of stuff. Nothing wrong with that, okay? If you decide that I don't want to pay for those things, well, then go and get a Western woman. Be in a relationship with a Western woman.
Strong and independent.
A strong and independent woman. When she comes to your country, when she comes to America, or UK, doesn't matter where it is, she's not a strong and independent woman in that sense, right? She's relying on you and you have to guide her, right? And if you're going to guide her, or not even say guide her in the wrong way, because I don't think many men would purposely guide her in the wrong way, but not have any real direction, it's going to create misdirection. She's going to go, where the other woman, who are probably jealous of her, saying, hey, come with us. Hey, did you know that this? And you know this? Did you know you can do this? And she will slowly, over 1,000, death by 1,000 paper cuts, slowly start to, become part of that group, part of that social group. So just control it. That's all it is.
I want to say here that now I'm doing a lot of calls with the guys for the rocket match, and from 4 to 6 hours I usually dedicated to that a day, like I'm having calls. And the most common question, the first question, the most popular question is when the guy is asking why you're looking for the guy on the West. And the ladies, of course, they actually are the first who are asking that. Usually they're asking why are you looking for a Slavic woman. And what the guy is answering, of course, like I know these answers already for many years, but for the ladies, like when they listen, I can feel, by the body language, is that like she's like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, is it true, like what he say about the ladies? And the guys usually don't say anything bad. They just literally say that the woman doesn't want to stay like with the child. She doesn't want to take care of the family. She thinks that she doesn't need to do this and this. Ukrainian ladies, like so far, like Stryker is right. Maybe the younger generation now is like all free and all this like new flows, eat they and etc. Like
Instagram problems.
Yeah, but the ladies in their 30s, like who still have their parents who've been grow up in a healthy environment, for them to like all they dream about is to have a family and to have a man who would be reliable, who would be loyal, who would be taking care of her and her kids, and with whom she will feel like safe, with whom she will be secured. And this is basically like, maybe it sounds too like easy, but it's actually very big for Ukrainian lady, because this is exactly why they not choosing Ukrainian guys, because maybe it's not because they're bad, but most of the time they cannot provide that. Like they cannot provide that security, they cannot provide this careness, there's too many problems, and loyalty is another question there, because of such a huge variety of these young and beautiful ladies. But like this protection that a Western guy can give for Ukrainian lady, and it's not always about money. Yes, of course, the guy needs to have a comfortable house, he needs to have a good car, to drive safe, their family. But Ukrainian lady will never choose your environment, like if she's not like agree or excited about that. Like if she will choose a girlfriend for herself, like maybe she will go once, with the girls who has a completely different mentality than her, but she would never stay in touch with them, because for her it's like, even for me here, I a little bit feel like I'm very communicative and I'm learning Spanish, but for me, like I can't really, like I don't really want to interact with the Spanish girls because their views are different. Like they don't want to get married. They think that, you know, the guy is just keeping space in her apartment. Like this is my teacher of Spanish said, okay. They think that the guys are, you know, it's good to have him for some time, but that's it. And it's because like the relationship, like she knows that she's making money. She's like, what is his value? To have sex, okay, she can go out, like they have sex and then they go to different places. That's their vision. This is not my vision. That's why for me hanging out with them, it's kind of like, it's not interesting. Will I become like that? Definitely no. So like if I'm not going to become westernized, like why your lady would do that? So this you need to keep in mind. And Stryker is right. It's not that you have to control her or tell her what to do or not what to do and where to go and where not to go. It's not like that, but it's definitely that you need to be with her. You need to create family and friends together. Yes, you need to have her time when she go for the manicure and this and this, but you need to be there for her. You can't bring her and then say, okay, I'm leaving for work, you do whatever. No, this is responsibility. Like you take her to your country, and it's not that you need to treat her like a kid, but you need definitely take the whole care about her.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like, let's say she's getting her nails done at the cackling salon. They're all talking, you know, they're all gossiping and all that sort of stuff. She wants to go out and have like a girls' night out with them or whatever. Look, if she really is in love with you and she respects you, she's not going to want to go out to the club and go dancing and grinding up, you know, watch her friends hook up, maybe cheat. She's not going to be interested in that sort of stuff if she's getting what she needs from you.
But this is coming for the age gap, you know, like in this matter, I want to stop you here because like if you're choosing the lady equally
it's only younger.
for you, like
of
it's
course.
equally for you. If you're looking for the lady with a big age gap, this is exactly what you're going to get. Like, but if you have common interest that, you know, like, yes, of course, maybe you like fishing and she's not really into fishing, but make it more enjoyable. Don't come to the dirty.
Make it more enjoyable. Take her some wine.
No, I mean, like you can, it can be different fishing, you know, you can go to some lake and stay at night and like, and be bitten by mosquitoes, or you can hide a boat. I'm not saying about like extremely, you know, fancy yacht, but definitely, make it equally. So what Stryker is saying, it's right, but like it's not even about your love. It's like you need to find a partner that is like in this matter I want to say equal, right? Like even though it's different,
you're mutually respected.
It's different. It's different that you are equal, like, you know, how this feminist wants to be with a man, but it's equal in a matter of interests and things that you do and the way she respects.
And it's just, look, we tell you this stuff, okay? Like it's not meant to scare you and go, oh, it sounds like it's too much work. Look, there is work involved, and if you think that there's no work involved, then either if you do even get past that stage where you actually do have a relationship and she comes to your country, you're going to lose it anyway. She'll leave and go with someone else. You'll find something that's better. It's woman's nature to always like seek out the best option that is available for her, you know? So that, and if you're always the best option, why is she going to go somewhere else? You know, a lot of guys say, oh, when she gets to the United States, they type the comment, or she's just going to leave and find someone else. Okay, well then you weren't the best option for her and you let her go out and do that. Okay, you didn't control the situation and that's the way it is. That's not her fault. Okay, it's human nature.
But I want you to understand that the girls are not coming to us to find this other option. You know, they know it. In a relationship, it's very important to keep each other happy and stay in shape. Take care of yourself, and you know, you don't want your wife to become fat. She also doesn't want you to become fat. Like when you, like all of the guys, like unfortunately, like for example, all of my friends, like when they got married, relax, belly, and the guys just like they're married. They're like
guys blow out or the chicks blow
guys out? Like in Ukraine, the girl will almost never, like if she doesn't have any health issues, if she doesn't have any problems, like if she doesn't have any like hormone or whatever, like after she has a child or anything, she would never let herself be like that. I don't have any
and that's the reason. It's because she knows that if she blows out and she's just had a kid and she blows out, she can't afford for him to go look for a thinner woman. She has to get back into shape so that he's still interested in her, because if he leaves, she's screwed. There's no government that's going to step in and say, hey, don't worry about it, here's a house, here's whatever, take him to court, get his money, whatever. She has to stay thin, and women understand what keeps men interested, okay?
But the guys, for some reason, in Ukraine, for example, like it's really like all of my friends who got married, like one guy, I saw him after 1 year after he got married. I didn't recognize him. Like his face was like, I really want to attach picture.
You know what I think it is? Mm-hmm. She has a kid. She goes, right, I'll stay thin. I'll feed him like I'll make cake and I'll put mass gainer protein shakes. You know, if you're building muscle, I'll tip like he's going to be eating extra, I don't know, 10,000 calories per day. He's going to get so big, no woman's going to want him.
But he's
That's
just
cute, isn't that cute?
Very.
No.
I'm gonna do the same. Here's the cake.
Oh, no chance.
But anyway, like the thing is that like Ukrainian lady, she would not like unless she has some health problems, you would not like. That's why you don't see many like big ladies in Ukraine. But the guys, they relax, and of course it's not very attractive. Of course the ladies, like, you know, people start having a problem in sex. They have have other problems because the interaction and the attraction is gone. But coming back to our topic, I think that you understand after all the examples that we made that you don't have to worry that she will become westernized and she's coming to US only to take your house and like everything. No, it's not in her goal. She wants to find a good, reliable man, and we're saying that for years and years and years, and she will live in that life, creating this like, you know, cozy and comfortable environment.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Like,
That's it. Yeah, like I don't know if it's a lot of guys that think that, like just some naivety, or they just want to believe that because it seems easier to believe that and not go ahead and do it. I don't know what it is, but that's our view on the matter there, and that's just based on like, I don't know,
observation, I think.
Well, not even observation, but just this simplicity of a man and a woman falling in love, forming a relationship, and staying together because they both see value in each other. It's that simple. It really doesn't have that much to do with culture. As it does more, I guess, like the idea of pair bonding, or a woman wanting to pair bond with a man, you know, a man fulfilling his, being able to take care of her and provide for her and for the children. That's all that it is. It's the men that let it slip away. It really is. There's not a bunch of evil women going, well, I'm going to get pregnant and then I'm going to go and run away and hide. They're only going to do that if they get some monetary value in it for her, which happens in the West, which doesn't happen in Ukraine. It hasn't been instilled in her anyway. That's the video for today.
Thanks for watching, and if you have any ideas or you think differently or you think the same, please leave the comment that help our YouTube channel to grow.
Yeah, put if you really think that we don't know what we're talking about, and majority of women are in Ukraine and are just going to get out and they're going to try and fleece you and your friends out of money or people that you know, put it in the comments below, because it's very interesting for us to read those comments and see what people are thinking.
See you in the next one.